how quick you can make a creep highway to your opponent's base on this map. Chrono boosting out that observer, so once NonY moves out, he can actually start killing that and pushing that creep back, and that'll just slow down his push just slightly. I do really like NonY's building placement on the Nexus at his natural. That makes it very difficult for Zerglings to get a good surround on that Nexus and snipe it. So good tip there for any Protoss players. But yeah, he's gonna see this creep and be like, get out of here, fool, and have no problem pushing this back whatsoever. And the Queen even pooping out another tumor up here, going off in the opposite direction. So this is where it's gonna come down to trying to get a flank. There is the Roaches just now showing up, and thankfully there is no Immortals or anything like that. So it's gonna, I think this is gonna be one big battle, simply because the build that the Little One went is so fragile. If you lose that whole army, you don't have enough larvae to get all those Zerglings back.
Army tab showing that NonY actually way ahead of the Little One, 98 over 84. And as I think as long as the Little One can get a good surround, he needs to split his speedlings away from the Roaches. Engage with the Roaches first and then come with the flank from behind once the force fields have already been casted. So that's probably what the Little One's going to try to do, but he's really still at the same time still playing defensively, just hiding behind these spine crawlers. It's like he's baiting NonY, saying, NonY, come attack me first and deal with this massive defense I've got. I'm not going to engage you in the center of the map. I'm just going to grab another expansion.
TLO looking to grab his expansion, like you said, he's going to grab it right now. NonY breaking down the rock, so wouldn't be surprised if he's going to do that. His Immortal is finished. He has a second one on the way, and even has a High Templar, so he is getting every unit in the book right now. Psystorm is going to be on the way. I have tested it, and yes, you can kill 400 Zerglings if they are stacked on top of each other, so that just shows how, with just one storm, that just shows how potentially dangerous. If you use Force Field and group all those Zerglings together, it could definitely be lights out for TLO if those storms finish. And getting the Immortals to counter the Roaches, I just think this is such a healthy unit composition for NonY. I think he's in a good position once he moves out, but it's going to come down to that big battle.
It is going to come down to that big battle. We do have the Carapace being researched for level 2. And so I think the Little One's going to have plenty of armor to deal with this, but the thing is, like you said, the Psystorm can just annihilate Zerglings, and with plenty of Psystorm, I think the Little One, I think NonY right now has 2 Templars, 3 Templars already, 5 Templars on the way, and so he's got plenty of Storm. Does he have the Storm already researched, though, is the question. I can't find the Templar archives to check, but I would imagine, yes, it is behind the base. The Templar archives does have the research done. So when that battle occurs, it's going to come down to the Psystorm, going to come down to the force fields. And I just think right now NonY's got a better composition to deal with the mass speedling Roach.
I just don't know what the Little One can do. I'm having a I just am expecting to see a bunch of force fields with a ton of Psystorms just killing everything. That's what I'm predicting, and even getting the upgrade there, the amulet for the High Templar, such a silly name, the Kadarin amulet, which basically just gives them more energy when they do spawn. So he is planning to get more High Templars out. Roaches do have burrow, and he is hopping them forward, but the observer knows exactly what's going on. These Roaches are like, oh man, we got to get out of here. So that's definitely not going to happen. Good observer placement there. Even amount of bases for both players, which I think means NonY is ahead. Even his income is better, as he does. Well, actually, he's only got 3 more workers, but the Little One's doing what he can, but it's just so easy to defend these expansions on this map as Protoss that he's going to have to come up with something different.
I like how the Little One is getting some Mutalisks right now, and it's almost attributed back to the old days of Zerg versus Protoss and Brood War. Get Mutas and snipe the High Templar. Very easy to do, and it's very, very cost effective because those Templars can rack up so many kills from the Psystorm. So we'll see if that's the Little One's strategy here. He does have 8 Mutalisks in play right now. Production tab showing more lings, as well as an infestation pit going down. So not too sure how good the mind control is going to be, but here comes the Mutalisk right behind the main base. He's going to go straight for the probe line, so he is going to deal a couple of get a couple of probe kills here. He might actually get all of them if NonY doesn't react in time, and this is going to be a pretty big hit. Is the Little One gonna is NonY gonna fall his probes away? No, he's going to let them all get taken out, losing a lot of probes there. 47 under 54. Good move by the Little One. And right now he's going to get almost getting intercepted by the Stalkers right there.
Oh yeah, that was definitely close there. He's trying to find where NonY is
surrounded by the Stalkers.
He's going to have a very hard time getting out of there. I do want to mention, the second he saw those Mutalisks, the first thing he did was start researching Blink for his Stalkers, which makes chasing down these Mutalisks way easier. You can just blink under them when they try and run away and do a lot of damage. So he did kill quite a few probes there, but the harvester count already pretty even for both players here, so that it didn't really seem to break NonY's stride. It brought his income down to even with the little one. It's just, again, I don't think the little one's unit composition is exactly what he needs, but it is good that he is trying to do some damage with these mutalisks, which are just kind of perched over here on this super tall statue. But just mass Zergling, I don't know on this map. It seems really, really difficult to pull that off, and he is getting mass Roach rather, and so he's looking to get maxed out. I'm kind of curious, is NonY almost maxed out? Yep, so like we've been saying, it's got to come down to one big battle. We're just waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, I like how the little one is adding on some infestors into his group composition right now, and he is getting a Baneling's Nest as well. I was wondering when he was going to get that. I think a lot of Banelings with a good surround can definitely do a lot of damage to these Templars as well as just everything. But here comes NonY. Look at how many high Templars he has. Let's take a look at that unit station. There are 11 high Templars right now. Oh my goodness, he really can do so much damage, and I'm surprised that the little one hasn't been using his Mutalisks to snipe off those Templars. Now I'm trying to think of what can the little one do. He can plague, he can fungal growth those Templars and keep them from moving into position, or he could try to mind control a Templar. Not sure how effective that will be. We'll just have to wait and see. There are a lot of infestors, there are Banelings as well. He does have burrow, keep in mind. If he can get a nice burrow and an ambush, oh, there goes the fungal growth right there on those Templars. Gonna get the Templars out of position. Exactly what he needs to do, and those Templars are pretty weak. One more fungal growth would take them out.
That fungal growth was definitely very, very crucial, able to soften them up. When the big battle happens, HD, I'm going to let you take over because I think I'm a tiny bit behind, but this army...
There is a Doom Drop right now. Lots of Speedlings going into the main base from both sides, as well as Mutalisks flying into the main, and NonY forced to pull back a lot of his forces to deal with this. The Speedlings dealing terrible damage, taking out several probes. Meanwhile, NonY moving in here and taking out what seemed to be a hopeful expansion for the little one right here at the 5 o'clock location. So the little one did some pretty good damage with that Speedling drop. Let's take a look at the army station. Both players still maxed, so the little one was able to reproduce very, very quickly, but NonY critically still has that massive ball of Protoss, and when he fungal growth the Templar, their shields can regenerate, and now they are at full HP. Massive battle here. Storms going down on the Roaches. There are some spine crawlers, but where are the forces for the little one? It's going to be very difficult to flank when NonY's in this position. Here comes the infestors. Are they going to fungal growth? Oh, they actually get feedbacked by the Templar. The Templar are feedbacking the infestors. Massive side storm going down. Everything's going to fall to the storm.
He did not even need to use the majority of his storms there. This is what I was talking about, is that amount of storms leaving just a blood trail there. That was so one-sided. I mean, look at the units. 89 there for the little one, 148 for NonY. So NonY looking to take this to the last game in the series. So there we go. TLO GG's out of this game. So we are going to continue this. This could not be any more close. It's all going to come down to the next game. Who is going to win that $450? Well, I'm not going to wait too much longer because I want to get to that next game. But NonY playing phenomenal this game, and here we go, man.
All right, game number 7. It's going to be an ace match for the third place, $450. I do want to say that there were some Broodlords at the end. I don't know if you caught that, but we are going to move on to game number 7. Ace match, third place.
Yeah, I just want to say Broodlord's good choice, but it was a little bit too late. All right, here we go for Serial this time.